Hey guys, what's going on? It's Miller here coming to you with a quick tutorial. My first tutorial ever uploaded on this channel. So basically this is going to show you all how to make basic text and a basic color correction. I'm not going to do a whole background because that'll take too long and people don't enjoy watching long tutorials. I'm going to just do basic text and a basic color correction and show you all how I do it anyway. My way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and import this innovation text, which I did for a montage, my tritage, which is coming out soon, called innovation. And I'm just going to use this text because it rendered quite nicely and it'll do fine. So go ahead and hit file place as I just did there. I'm sure you know how to do that. And just bring your text in, size it down to whatever you like. That's fine. About there. Cool. I'm going to bring out my rulers from the sides and just match them to the sides of the modules so I can remove the module layer like so. Because I don't like it, it's much easier to work without the module layer. Just make sure this is perfectly centered. Make sure you have the same amount of space on this side as you do on this side. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do a gradient overlay, and the blend mode for the overlay should be overlay. So I'm just using the basic black to white gradient for this, and I might just change the angle of the light. Nah, it looks shit that way. So now you have a shine coming from the top of the text, but it doesn't make sense if there's a shine coming from the top and there's no lights. So I'm going to go ahead to my fucking wherever it is, optical flares, and I'm going to find an optical flare that'll look nice above it. I'm just going to pause this while I find one. Okay, now I've found one. This slide here I use quite often because it works very nicely with most text. So I'm just going to place it in, put it above the text, hit Control T and size it down to my liking, which is about there. Then I'm going to get rid of this excess out here, which I don't want. And I'm going to make the blend mode screen, and then I'm going to hit Control Shift and U, which will desaturate it and get rid of the color out of it. If you're on a Mac, it's pretty much Command Shift and U, I think. I'm on PC though, so I have no idea if that's what it is. So yeah, I'm just going to merge them both layers, make it screen, and take it down a little bit. So now it just looks like you have light coming in from the top, and it looks like it's affecting the text to make it brighter. I'm going to put a do I want to put a grungy effect? No, I don't. Okay, we're gonna go back to our text now. We're gonna hit Control J on the innovation text, bring the copied version of it behind it, and you're gonna want to color overlay black on that. Now that that's done, you want to go filter, motion blur, and add a motion blur horizontally. Make sure this is horizontal, and then just hit OK. So now you have this motion blur behind it, which I think usually gives a nice effect on text. It would only look good if the background's completely done. I've got a texture here on the background, so I might as well just bring that in, change it to overlay, and now it looks a little bit more realistic. Okay, now on the innovation text, where are we? There you go. I do this with pretty much all my 3D text. I go to outer glow, go to blend mode, normal, opacity 100%, color from that yellowy color to black, and then I bring the spread out a little bit. And because there's already a blur behind it, you can't really see it, but at the top here you can kind of see it as I make it bigger. And I think that usually looks very nice. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to go new layer, and I'm going to get my brush tool, and I'm just going to draw a line across. Nah, make it smaller. And just go across like that. I think that looks quite nice because it looks like it's coming out of the ground or out of the wall or something like that. You can mess around with your effects. I think that looks quite cool though. So I'm going to keep that. And just make sure that line on the top is straight, otherwise it'll look kind of shit. So I'm just touching it up here. Now that you've got your text and it looks kind of cool and it looks like it's coming out of the wall, and you want to change the color to it, go to the very top of all of your layers, go to the circle here that's half black, half white, click it, and go to gradient map. And this is the same gradient map I use for all of them. this one or this orangey purpley one. But for this case I'm going to use the silver one, and that, as you can see, just takes the kind of sepia tone out of that and makes it completely silvery, which looks really sick, I think. And to give you another idea of what you could do, if you go to gradient map again and go to this color here, which looks deadly, it's a deadly combination of colors, and just literally hold the arrow key down and tap through your blending options and see what you can come up with. Like, that looks cool. I see that effect a lot on backgrounds lately. It's kind of overused, but it looks good nonetheless. I'm going to go back to the silvery one we had because that was the best. Then if you want to make it brighter, do the same thing. You can hit Control L on your keyboard and then you can bring the levels up or down, or you can do the circle thing here, go to levels. And if you want to make it brighter, you hit the white and make it brighter by dragging it over, or you can do the opposite by making it darker and grabbing the black one and driving it that way, but that looks shit. So I'm going to make it a little bit brighter. And then basically, obviously I'm not doing the whole background, but what I would do next is I'd copy out the innovation text again. I'd bring it over here and I'd bring it behind the original text, and then I'd just change the blend mode to overlay. I usually flick through all of them like so, but overlay usually looks the best. That's overlay there. If I take off the outer glow on it, it might be a bit big to take it down. Yeah, so that looks alright. And the final thing I was going to do is go to your innovation text, and then this is an effect I like to do all the time. Go to distort and just make one side bigger and one side smaller. You can mess around with it however you like, but this is how I do it. I'm going to do it from the other side actually. Distort, and then just make the other side bigger like so. I think that looks really cool. It's still very easy to read. I'm going to go ahead and grab a flare real quick. I'm just going to pause this while I do that. Okay, I found a flare here that I like, so I'm going to rasterize it, bring it above the innovation text because it's going over the text. I'm going to hit Control T to size it down to my liking. I'm going to bring it in smaller, smaller, smaller. Oops, if you double click it gets rid of the transform. So I'm going to keep making it smaller until it's a nice petite size. I'm going to roughly bring it across the shape of the text. Change the blending mode of that to screen, and then just get your eraser tool and get rid of those very faint lines that you can hardly see. It makes all the difference though, as you can see. And then just copy it and bring it over. So yeah, that looks kind of cool. It's kind of striking, like that. But you want another light behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and get a light which I just saw there that I liked. It's down here, that one there. And it has a liney effect in it too. So I'm going to put that behind it. Behind the text, please. Cool. I'm going to flick through my blending options here and see what looks best. Screen most likely will be the best one. There's screen. It's a bit intense, but if I take it down, take the opacity down, and bring the modules back up, get my eraser tool and just shave the edges on it. And maybe take out the shine on the bottom half so it makes sense. Yeah, so it just gets the top of it. I'm gonna go ahead and add another gradient to it and just see what it can look like. Brightness and contrast, bring your brightness up and bring your contrast up as well. There's an idea I just had a second ago. This is something I do a lot with my text, and this is the last thing I'm going to do to wrap this up. Go to color curves. This is the same effect. If you can't see this, it's just a black and white circle. I'm doing this all the time. Go to curves and then just grab your circle and make it a little bit, just like bring it down. It makes it darker, and then bring the top one up and see the color that it brings into it. Well, the vibrance that it brings into it, and then change the layer style of that to color overlay and then bring it down, and that just just like adds that little bit more of an oomph to the background. And I don't want to drag this on any longer. But look, I did that in what, 12 minutes, and I'm sure you guys can do that in less than that as well. I just had to go through all the steps so I know how to do it. So yeah, that's my first tutorial ever on this channel. I'm sorry if it went on too long. I tried to make it under 10 minutes, but obviously failed. So yeah, please like and favorite if you liked the video, or if you didn't, just please leave your feedback below, and I might do another tutorial again soon. So yeah, thanks for watching.